Hi, Westview Bulldogs. We're going to enjoy another book series by Cynthia Rylant. It's called Mr. Putter and Tabby. And just like Henry and Mudge, Cynthia Rylant wrote over 25 Henry and Mudge books. Mr. Putter and Tabby books. Whoa, baby. The first book we're going to enjoy today is called Mr. Putter and Tabby Pour the Tea. She co-wrote this book with Arthur Howard, so she did not write this book alone. This book was written in 1994, and like this book is also a chapter book, but it only has 3 chapters. Do you notice something that seems familiar to the Henry and Mudge books? Chapter 1, Mr. Putter. Chapter 2, Tabby. Chapter 2, Mr. Putter and Tabby. Do you remember the Henry and Mudge books? The very first one, how it went Henry, Mudge, Henry, Mudge, Henry, Mudge, Henry and Mudge. I wonder if this is the first book too and how they met. Let's find out. Chapter 1, Mr. Putter. Before he got his cat, Tabby, Mr. Putter lived all alone. In the mornings, he had no one to share his English muffin. In the afternoon, he had no one to share his tea. And in the evenings, he had no one Mr. Putter could tell his stories to. And he had the most wonderful stories to tell. All day long, Mr. Putter clipped his roses and fed his tulips and watered his trees. Mr. Putter wished for company. He had warm muffins to eat. He had good tea to pour. He had wonderful stories to tell. Mr. Putter was tired of living alone. Mr. Putter wanted a cat. Tabby, Chapter 2. Mr. Putter went to the pet store. Do you have cats? He asked the pet store lady. We have 14, she said. Mr. Putter was delighted, but when he looked in the cage, he was not. These are kittens. I was hoping for a cat. Oh, no one wants a cat, sir, said the pet store lady. They're not cute, and they're not peppy. Mr. Putter himself had not been cute or peppy for a very long time. He said, I want a cat. Then you'll have to go to the shelter, sir, said the pet store lady. You are sure to find a cat there. Mr. Putter went to the shelter. Have you any cats? He asked the shelter man. We have fat gray ones, we have a thin black one, and an old yellow one, said the man. Did you say an old? Asked Mr. Putter. The shelter man brought Mr. Putter the old yellow cat. Its bone creaked, its fur was thinning, and it seemed a little deaf. Mr. Putter creaked. Mr. Putter's hair was thinning, and he was a little deaf too. So he took the old yellow cat home. He named her Tabby, and that's how their lives began. Chapter 3, Mr. Putter and Tabby. Tabby loved Mr. Putter's tulips. She was old, and beautiful things meant more to her. She would rub past all the yellow tulips and then would roll past all the red ones. Then she would take her bath along the pink tulips Mr. Putter clipped roses while Tabby bathed. In the morning, Mr. Putter and Tabby liked to share an English muffin. Mr. Putter ate his with jam. Tabby ate hers with cream cheese. In the afternoon, Mr. Putter and Tabby liked to share tea. Mr. Putter took his with sugar. Tabby took hers with cream. And in the afternoon, they sat by the window, and Mr. Putter told stories. He told the most wonderful stories. Each story made Tabby purr. On summer days, they warmed their old bones in the sun. On fall days, they took long walks through the trees. And winter days, they turned the opera up very, very loud. After a while, it seemed as if they had always lived together. Tabby knew just what Mr. Putter was going to do next, and Mr. Putter knew just where Tabby was going to sleep next. In the morning, each looked for the other as soon as they opened their eyes. At night, each looked for the other as their eyes were closing. Mr. Putter could not remember life without Tabby. Tabby could not remember life without Mr. Putter. They lived among their tulips and trees. They ate their muffins. They poured their tea. They turned up the opera and enjoyed the most perfect company of all. Each other. The end. That was beautiful. Remember, there are many more Mr. Putter and Tabby books. Tomorrow we'll read another one. And you can also enjoy these books on Epic. All right, answer the question on the next slide. See you later.